Hello everybody, this is Evan Rogers coming at you with the next installment of the JLPT N4. I hope you don't mind the short break we took doing fancy language words. They were there to help explain what's going to happen in this sentence. This is the grammar section. We're on number 19, and we're going to be talking about cameras. Just a reminder, every single one of the rewards, everything I've made that's a reward through Patreon or Subscribestar is now available at the $1 per month level. I'm just gonna keep it that way so you guys can feel better about not spending a fortune supporting me. Okay, hey, let's keep on trucking. Share the video, like the video, etc., etc., etc. Number 19. 私は20歳の誕生日に祖父がブルブルブルブルブルブルブルいます。Alright, so 私は20歳の誕生日に祖父が blah 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 います. Sorry, I'll use my regular voice. So we have a chunk of a sentence with 4 critical chunks missing, and we have to piece them together. There are a few ways to do this. One, just know what they're trying to say based off of the words. The words are 大切に kurita tsukatte. There's my wife. She's making a guest appearance. She doesn't even say hi to everybody, huh? Alright, we'll see how that looks in editing. We got 大切に, we got kurita, and we got tsukatte, which is the TEF form of tsukau, and camera. So, importantly, gave to me, and use in the TEF form, and a camera is the object of a verb. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that I made all those fancy language words things, so that the chief reason was to get to how clauses work, and how they're different than sentences, and all the different subordinate clauses and stuff like that. That helps people understand how wa and ga are different. And here we have a wa particle in the same sentence that we have a ga particle. And that's because we have 2 clauses. Okay? So the actual sentence is going to be watashi wa, and then whatever the final verb is, along with the object of that verb, which is going to be kamera o. And then the subordinate clause is going to be 20歳の誕生日に祖父が blah 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 blah. Okay, there's going to be 1 or 2 of these words in there. The reason why I know that is because really, I don't know that yet. In fact, this might be tricky. Okay, so the sofu ga is definitely the subject of a smaller clause, whereas watashi wa is the subject of the chief sentence, of the major, of the independent clause, the main part of the sentence. Okay, so with that being understood, let's just piece together, grammar chunk by grammar chunk, how this sentence is put together. We're going to ignore whether or not you know what the sentence is yet. We're going to put that aside and just go chunk by chunk with the grammar, okay? So we have an imas at the very end, and none of these would make sense just going into imas as if this imas meant there is a person or somebody is at a location. Like, nobody can be at taisetsu. You can't put kurita in front of an imas. You can put tsukatte in front of an imas, but again, that would change us to like the present continuous. And then camera o imas doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Imas doesn't use the o particle, I don't think. There might be some crazy situation where it does, but the answer is no. The o particle can't go into just imas. So the blank up here, let me highlight the blank up here. That was a mistake. Huh? Oh, can I do this? Look at that. Hey, look at that. Cool. Hey, cool. Look at me. All right. So, hey, I didn't know I could do that. There we go. So, we're going to put 3 in the little thing right here, simply because it's the only one that works with the imas after it, okay? None of the other ones grammatically work at all. Okay, so tsukattemasu. So, we have to know what it is that he is using. So, the only thing that has a particle... Okay, that's actually not true. Sorry. So now that we know that it ends in tsukattemasu, we have to figure out what comes before tsukattemasu, okay? Or we have to figure out what comes after sofu ga, okay? Because I already know that it's going to be very difficult to do tsukatte, let's look at Scott. Let's just look at Scott. Screw it. Let's just look at Scott. I'm ad-libbing here. I'm doing a bad job at it. Okay, so what comes before tsukatte imasu is either the thing that he's using, which would be camera, which is camera o, or we can use taisetsu ni here. The ni turns taisetsu, which is an adjective, so it's a na adjective. Taisetsu na something. Taisetsu na hito. Taisetsu na, I don't know, mizu. If you change the na to a ni, you get an adverb, and it describes how we're doing something. Okay, so it's either going to be camera o tsukattemasu, I'm using a camera, or it's going to be taisetsu ni tsukattemasu, I'm using something preciously, I'm using something valuably, I'm using something carefully. I'm using it as though it's taisetsu. Does that make sense? I'm using it as though it's taisetsu. So I'm using it as though it's important, in an important fashion. Okay, so we have to know if it's going to be camera o tsukattemasu or taisetsu ni tsukattemasu. All right, now taisetsu ni could also be going into kurita, because kurita is a verb, right? This is an adverb, so it's either going to be modifying the verb kurita or the verb tsukattemasu. However, if the verb is kurita, taisetsu ni kurita, he gave it to me importantly. Somebody gave to me importantly. That doesn't quite help. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, he gave it to me very valuably. It's kind of strange. That being said, we know this third blank, the one with the star, is either going to be taisetsu ni or it's going to be kamera o. Now I want to go to the sofu ga. Sofu ga is the subject of who. It's 100% the subject of kurita. Okay, because watashi wa is the subject of the sentence. And you can't give something to yourself with the verb kureru. So the person who's giving him the watashi, the person who's giving watashi something is the sofu. Sofu ga. And then it's either going to be taisetsu ni kurita or it's going to be just be kurita. All right. Now, like we just got done saying, it doesn't make a lot of sense if it's taisetsu ni kurita. They gave it to me importantly. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to give something to somebody as though important. That being said, let's go one more step here. Kurita is a verb, and it's the end of this subordinate clause here. It's the end of this clause. Kurita, in Japanese, verbs can go directly into nouns. Okay? So, kurita can go directly into a noun, and that noun is going to be kamera o. So kurita goes into camera, and it would be the camera that my grandfather gave to me. So kurita gave to me, and camera, the camera that sofu ga kurita, that my grandfather gave to me. So we know that kurita is going to go directly into camera. And so now the question is, does taisetsu modify kurita, or does taisetsu modify tsukattemasu? I have to admit that I'm 95% sure that I think it's just going to be kurita, and it's going to go into kamera o. Kamera o. Oops, whoa, what happened there? Kamera o. Okay, good. I think it's just going to be kurita kamera o taisetsu ni tsukatteru, and I think it's going to be taisetsu ni. The reason why I'm going with this, I don't know if I can move. Yeah, I can. Okay, great. The reason why I'm going with this is because I just don't think sofu ga taisetsu ni kurita. He gave this to me very importantly. He gave it to me as though gingerly. He gave it to me gingerly. That doesn't quite make sense. I think taisetsu ni, the idea of gingerly, using something gingerly, would make more sense if it's a camera that his grandfather gave him on his 20th birthday. He would probably be treating it as though it were very important, right? So he's using it gingerly. He's using it as though it were important. And that's why taisetsu ni makes the most sense coming before tsukattemasu. And the reason why kurita comes before camera is because relative clauses. In English, we say something like the man in the black shirt, the man who is in the black shirt, the man who is talking to me, the man who does blah, 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 blah. And when we make a sentence like that, we just have a verb going directly into a noun. So, sofu ga kureta kamera. The sofu is the subject, my grandfather, ga kureta, my grandfather gave to me, And it's modifying just like an E adjective, just like an E adjective. Woo, 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 woo. It's functioning just like an E adjective. The camera that my grandfather gave to me. And it makes the most sense if Nijusai no Tanjobi ni is part of this clause as well. So the camera that my grandfather gave to me on, which would be the ni particle, on my birthday. Which birthday? My Nijusai no Tanjobi, my 20th birthday. Okay, so, and then the main clause is, watashi wa taisetsu ni tsukatte imasu. I am using that thing gingerly, carefully, as though it were important to me. And I think this is the best answer, and it makes the most sense. And that's how that works. I hope that helped. Have yourselves a great day, and I hope I won't repeat myself 9 more times. Don't know what's wrong with me. Have yourselves a happy day. Peace out. And let's sing Vampirina.
We can sing Booty Vampirina.
You want to sing Booty Vampirina? What's that song? We're living the scream.
Whoa, Vampirina, I can make zoo. Vampirina.
Maybe blue with pointy teeth.
Me blue is pointy teeth.